Oh, sorry about that. There's a radiator. There's a chair radiator knocking on the radiator. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about ancestors, and also we will be posting another video on YouTube, linked to our Seraphim and also Instagram. So if you're not following us, get following us. So the discussion today is about ancestors and how they affect our present life path, and how can we achieve by cutting ties with them, with love, and moving forward as a sovereign.
Yeah, because what it was last night, I ended up getting sucked into articles on Facebook. So when a friend likes a page, it comes up on your newsfeed, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it was literally just before I was about to go to sleep. I'd done the usual, just have a quick look, and got sucked in. And it was about ancestral healing. So it was really interesting. This woman, she does Akashic record here, like she's been doing Akashic record healing and ancestral healing on herself. Because what had happened when she was 6 months pregnant, she suffered an assault, like abuse. And when her little boy was about 6 or 7, he started showing signs of this trauma, which obviously he hadn't suffered. And it triggered in her that she had been assaulted when she was 6 or 7. And she couldn't remember, you know, when you block it out. So she started getting into that, because also there was a study that pregnant women, so I don't know who conducts this study and that, I didn't read all the article because it was such a long one, but there was the pregnant people that witnessed 9/11, when the kids were like about a year old, they started to show signs of stress trauma. So that's when she started going into it, and she started studying her nan's, granddads and all that. But I really need to go back to that article to read it. But I thought it was really interesting because a lot of it is coming up at the moment. People are being triggered, aren't they, with these energies we've got at the moment?
Very much so, yeah, definitely.
I've got Pluto and Venus in retrograde now, I think, isn't it? Venus went in the other day, wasn't it? It's bringing up a lot.
Yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday she went in retrograde.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. But it seems to be coming through in dream states as well, doesn't it? Dreams have been sleep pattern.
Dreams have been way out there, haven't they? Totally been off the Richter scale, so to speak.
Yeah, it really has. But yeah, like getting back to that, she was doing like she even looked into how she had quite a turbulent in her teenagers, like, you know, when she was like 17 or 18. She had a bit of a turbulent relationship with her mum. And when she's looked into that, it was a pattern that repeated itself too.
And it's strange how it happens, but you don't. When you start going deeper and looking at it, you see patterns all the way through. It's like a spiral effect, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's even like having this. I mean, like, not everyone, but some people. I know it happened to me. You end up with the same fears that a parent might have. Mine was always spiders and water. My mum was petrified. Well, my mum probably is still petrified.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like implanted in you, sort of thing, isn't it? You know.
Well, it's like from the age, as soon as you're born until 5, you're very impressionable, and you pick up the environment around you. And it's like we're coming away from it slightly. It's like with the people who are locked down and giving birth at this time and having kids, and keeping the first few months of their life, as we was talking about the other day, they're only seeing their parents. They ain't seeing no one else apart from video chats and stuff, but they ain't having that contact.
Yeah, it's not the same as physical contact, is it?
No.
That is the thing. Yeah, I'm dreading going to meet these children when I can. When we're near them.
But it's like with the dreams as well, it's like they've been really crazy. There's some that have been very like you wake up and you actually still feel that energy of that dream with you throughout the day. But as you said to me, when you get a dream, write it down and you can always go back to it and actually see the energy that's flowing through that dream state, because we're becoming more aware of the shadow self as well, aren't we? And especially like, and with you said about Venus in retrograde, your dreams you've been having, it's like it's all making sense.
It is, yeah. It's always good to write the date down with it as well.
Yeah.
Because, I know it does sound silly, but I have done that before with no date on it, and when I look back, I don't know where it's come from.
So note to people that are watching this, write the dates down.
Yeah, don't forget. Also, it's either been like really vivid dreams, or I don't remember a thing. And when I don't remember a thing, I wake up so tired from that, because I probably haven't actually come back properly. I don't really know what's going on. Or I'll just keep waking up, going back to sleep, getting another one, then go back to sleep again.
I had that the other night. I had 2 dreams in one night, where obviously I had a dream first, which I'll talk about in a little while. I had to go up, woke up and went to the toilet, went back into bed, straight into another dream. Totally different, but it was really, really crazy. It's like you can slip in and out.
Yeah.
But it's your consciousness, isn't it? Your unconscious, your consciousness.
And plus, it's probably things come up to be healed as well, isn't it?
Well, it's like when we done the linked meditation the other day, that night, I think I messaged you in the morning, and you said write this dream down, because it's all about being underwater. But I was aware that I could breathe underwater. I didn't need oxygen to breathe underwater, and everything was happening around me. And it's like I was in the water. You think a normal person in a conscious state, if you're in water, you're fighting against the water itself. But it's very flowing, and it's like I could just walk as normal. I was walking normal underwater and breathing. But again, it was the time that we done the meditation where the moon was full as well in Scorpio. And this is really crazy. Oh yes. Don't love water.
And that was the same night I had a dream about water, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've written it down, but it was really murky water, but I was trying to stay afloat, then all of a sudden I was under the water, breathing.
Stuff happens.
I had to look into it one day. I'll look into it.
No, again, it's all it's the subconscious consciousness, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
But it's but what I've noticed as well with the dreams, like majority of people that are dreaming, they've got like a dark character in their dream that they're running away from. Or if you're having a repetitive dream, it's something that you've actually not done in the physical. If you're having repetitive dreams, you've not learnt from that dream what it's telling you. Until you learn that lesson, what it's teaching, trying to tell you, it may be saying the 2 words to a person, or just doing something different throughout the day that can break that cycle.
Yeah. And then also, I think, like sometimes you have dreams and you don't know anyone in your dream, but you do in the dream, if you know what I mean, but it's somebody you don't know in the physical. Well, every dream that I've had, that I've written down, that I remember, has had people in it that I actually know. Like other people are in it that I obviously don't know, but it does always seem to be the person I'm with in the dream, I do know. It is a friend.
Someone wants to come and say hello. Just come back from walkies.
But even moods this week, like this week, I actually feel like I've gone through grief. I've gone through like sadness. I've had like almost 2 days of anger, which hasn't really took on anyone. Well,
would you
like you and Jimmy do share that?
Would you repeat what you just said, Sam? Because it started.
What about the anger?
yeah, it started breaking down a bit.
I'm sorry. I said I felt like this week I feel like I've gone through grief where
Yeah,
I've had like anger for a couple of days, but I hadn't really. I said I hadn't really been taking it out on people. Maybe you and Jimmy shared a little bit of that. Take that one back. But then I even had like sadness. Like it has been quite an emotional wreck this week, really.
yeah, and I can,
I really have.
yeah, it's just really weird.
Like
It's like
emptiness.
one minute you find, next minute you wake up and it's like, do you know what? There's something niggling me, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But again, it's like when you wake up, are we picking up being impasse? They call it impasse, but emotional, as in you're picking up a lot of things easier because you're an empath. You're picking up the consciousness of the globe, where there's still some, like the majority of people are still fearing, but there's a lot more questioning. There's a lot more
There
questioning,
is.
and things are slowly tipping where people are becoming stepping into their own sovereignty and doing things that they want to do.
Well, the thing is, there's so much confusion about this though now, isn't there?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of videos, a lot of posts about it and everything. But for instance, like what I said the other day, and what a few people are saying, now they've said that like nannies and cleaners can come back into your home. Well, but you're still not allowed anyone else to come into your home
no, and
from
so
another household, like family and friends.
yeah, exactly. And it's like you said,
And then also the new rule, like if your house is up for sale, you can have viewers as long as you're cleaning in between and whatever. Well, in
anyway.
that case, I want my brother to put his house up for sale. Then I'll go and view it.
Well, it's like if you're wearing masks and you're going into someone else's property, so why can't you do the same when you go to families? All right. Also,
Yeah, that's it.
keeping the distance. I know we don't want to talk about the lockdown, but again,
No,
it's creating a lot of things in us mentally, psychology, you know, on other
yeah,
levels, as
yeah.
well. But the main
It
thing
is, and I
is that,
think this is where, like, sorry.
no, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think this is where, like, the confusion. Obviously, you're picking up on the collective consciousness, aren't you?
Yeah,
So maybe, like, my grief I've gone through this week might be what I'm picking up off someone else, because it does make you. Well, some people are getting a bit angry. They're upset. They're isolated.
exactly.
So there is a lot going around at the moment. Apart from the energies, it's everyone's feelings, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But just stand in your power. And we posted a video on meditation. Go back to it. It's there to be to watch and to help you breathe and ground yourself in the energies.
Yeah. And thank you to the people that have given feedback on it.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
private messages have been like quite powerful as well.
Yeah. Thank you for that. It's
But
nice to get feedback.
totally, and also with ancestry.
Mm.
Probably in the next week or so, we'll be working on a meditation where we'd be calling Archangel Michael to cut cords with things in the past, even though you're not aware of what's happened with your ancestors. You still got to tie to them. It's like visualize a spider's web, and you're in the center of that spider's web, and it goes out. The further out, and it's actually going into your ancestors and how we were then, like living off the land, being with nature, and how society's changed us to where we are at this present time in the lockdown. But it's all about being your sovereign. Okay, learn from the ancestors, respect the ancestors and love them, but also learn from them because
Yeah.
they got teachings that they wish to share. But
That's
again,
it. Bring through their goods.
yeah. But as we say, meditate if you can at least once a day. just go in self, or look at our pages on Instagram and Facebook. They're quite inspiring, the posts that we put up there, and that's why the reason why we share. It's like, keep you balanced, keep you positive. That's what our message is anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Because these power of thoughts, power of words.
Exactly that.
Well, it's going back to actually saying that with like the ancestors, with your parents and your family, because like with the power of words, when they say, "Oh, you've got that from me," "Oh, you've got that illness because it's hereditary,"
Mm.
and it's sort of like being programmed into you anyway. Apart from it being in your DNA for you to clear and everything, you are always told, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know,
Subconsciously programmed.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why this woman was getting into it, where she realised that when she was pregnant, that had a big impact on her son. I mean, she had 3 children, and she did go into detail with all of them. It was just that one that really stood out to me, where the son had triggered it from her, and it made her remember what really had happened to her. And that's when she had to go back. I mean, that could have gone back so many, couldn't it? Generations.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And it's like you say, bring forward the gifts, but not the illnesses.
Like on our journey in this life, on our journey alone, the last couple of years, it's like we've done a hell of a lot of clearing with the ancestors, and we're still clearing, because you think their imprints are imprinted on your DNA, and you can't just go in there and sweep it all clean. You've got to do a layer at a time. And as I say, the deeper you go down, the rabbit hole opens, so to speak.
Yeah, it does.
But again, just being aware of the breath, and center yourself, and be present at this time. But we'll be posting more in the near future anyway.
Yeah, we will. We'll sort out meditation or something to post next week or whatever. We will work on that one.
Cool. Okay, so it was lovely talking to you.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing with us.
I hope everyone keeps well. Keep well. Keep hydrated.
Yes, water, loads of water. Because before we go, it's like the last few days I've actually been slipping. I've been hooked on my intake of caffeine from tea, but I have my water here.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's so easy. It's so easy to forget. It's like, a cup of tea, and it's like, why not have water? But you can always add flavoured water and whatever, can't you? Anyway, keep hydrated, keep grounded, and keep safe. Many blessings and love to light, and light to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.